This is a part 2 of my last video. You could be disabled at any time. In the last video, I was talking about why I get so mad whenever I find buttons that don't work to like open a door. Like, you know those buttons with a wheelchair on it, the silver buttons, you press it, your door automatically opens. It's not for lazy people, it's for people with wheelchairs or disabilities. Like, if you had one fucking arm, if you had one fucking arm, and you were carrying a big bag of groceries and no one else is around to open the door for you and you know damn well you can't get the door yourself, then the button needs to work. Otherwise, what? Are you just not able to access your fucking apartment? If you're in a wheelchair and you're trying to get inside, then guess what? You're gonna need that fucking button. Or hey, maybe if you're just a person who, I don't know, has OCD and has contamination OCD or anything, and you don't want to feel like your skin's gonna fall off your fucking hands, then guess what? It helps to have a button to press with your elbow so that then you can just easily enter a fucking place. Convenience is good and perfect. Simply put, you should care about disabled rights because not everyone's going to live to be young, spry, and healthy in old age. One day you could just wake up like 20, 30 years from now and suddenly, oh no, your back isn't the same and you can't walk the same way. Or maybe you like hit something with your hip and then suddenly you need surgery and then you can't walk for a bit. You're going to notice that you live in an unwalkable neighborhood. You're going to notice the small store aisles where you can't like get into a store even if you wanted to shop for some clothes or buy items for your pets or do something because there's nothing for you to access. I remember I one of my first reality checks, I was like 14 working at this boutique in my city. It was weird that I was 14 working and selling clubwear, but that's not important. Or is it? Well, we'll think about it later. There was this lady. She came in a wheelchair and she was like, "Oh, hi, I would love to check out your shop, but I don't think there's a way for me to fit." And I did realize, holy shit, like it is a small shop, granted, but it's like it should be organized better so that then someone could, if they wanted to, roll their way in and just like be able to do a little circle around the store and still decently see things. I thought that's so fucked up. I thought I want her to have a good experience and try something out. Whether she buys something or not, I don't care. I get paid hourly all the same. I tried my best. I was like, I brought racks to her. I was like, would you like sunglasses? I can also bring this rack, and this rack. And it kind of taught me that, yes, some people need accommodations and it is important. But later on in life, it's also just like, how do I put this? Like I said, at any point, you could be like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, 60. You could like live your life. Time flies like that. You'll think you're young, hip, and fly, but then you'll just wake up and get an injury. And then suddenly it's like, oh no, I'm trying, like, you'll be injured and you can't play with your grandkids the same, you can't cook dinner the same, shower the same, and then you realize how truly inaccessible a lot of shit is. And then you're gonna get mad because it's like, why are sidewalks so skinny? My wheelchair can't fit on it. And also, I can't roll into certain stores. Like, oh my god, this place only has stairs and doesn't have a ramp. Oh, hey, they said that they could do this, but then they do that. Then you're going to care about places that leave garbage and bullshit on the sidewalks because a normal person or a physically able person, more sorry, can walk around any obstacles with ease. Someone who is in a wheelchair or has crutches or any physical ailment cannot do that quite as easily. They can't just zigzag in and out of some, like, it's inconvenient for everybody, but even worse because it's like if you're disabled and let's say you live a few minutes away from a grocery store, like someone who's physically abled can just like stroll their fucking way in, be like la da 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 da, move around these garbage cans, da 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 da. Ooh, I'm gonna go in the store and just pick this out, pick this out. They can be in and out, get their groceries done in under like 2 fucking minutes. Someone who's physically disabled, you're going to care. You are not going to be, yeah, you're going to realize how inconvenient it all is. Something that also fucked me up. There was this, like, someone on Twitter talked about, like, how they realized no one gave a fuck about disabled people at their college when a fire happened. I've read several stories, actually, of people being like, hey, there was a fire at my college campus, and then me and my disabled housemate, we were both in wheelchairs, and then other people who had, like, you know, certain nerve disorders, they couldn't walk the same or move the same. Basically, everybody left them the fuck behind. And the elevators aren't working because you can't use an elevator in a fire. Everyone else just ran down the stairs and left. But then the people in the wheelchair with the crutches, with the wheel, just they were left behind in a building flooding with smoke and with fire. Not sure of what to do, never told where to go. They were left for fucking dead. They were made to feel like their lives were not valued. Simply put, picture that you break your leg and it's taking you a while to get it fixed. And then simply put, you're just abandoned and left for fucking dead. At any point, and like at some point, someone did come back for them, and they were like, "Holy shit, why the fuck were you left there?" And they carried them out. And they were like, "Yeah, you should have not been here. What the fuck? Why did no one help you?" And the world's a very, very, very fucked up place. And the more I learn about it, the more I am disgusted with human beings. That scares me. Like in my last video, I mentioned how there was this guy who like was on an airplane and they said, "Sorry, buddy, we can't have your wheelchair on the airplane. Rules are rules. There's no exception." So he had to physically drag himself in his fancy suit on the fucking floor like some sort of limping fucking dog, just old dog, and just fucking crawl into the bathroom until they could eventually hoist themselves up. And you had to do, imagine you had to do that in front of a bunch of fucking, like hundreds of people on a fucking airplane. That's not fucking fair. Whenever I see shops that are not accessible, places that are not accessible, streets that are not accessible, I just think if I were in a motor scooter and I was trying to get around and just simply do a quick grocery run that was already going to take me enough fucking time, I would be super irate at this because it changes your quality of life dramatically. Just like whatever injury or illness or birth thing did for the disabled person, everything else gets fucking worsened. There's no, like, just it infuriates me. The world already doesn't accommodate people much with disabilities, mentally or physically. I think that's something that we should make a stand and change. Because there's no fucking reason that you should get injured or age and have a beautiful, lovely life that you have and have it dramatically diminished in quality. That's not how it works. Also, especially like also other things can factor into it too, like if you're disabled and if you're in an area that's considered very fucking racist to your kind, people are going to treat you so terribly because they know they can get away with it. Like they'll purposely not open doors for you because they know they can keep your ass out. And just like I've heard stories, it's like if you're just someone who's disenfranchised in any single way, I've heard stories of women who were like blind or in wheelchairs. They were much more targeted for sex crimes. Like, why do you think I get disgusted whenever I see comments online where it's like, there she goes. That one can't get away even if she wanted to. That's a rape comment. That's creepy. You're They'll just leave comments on the videos of beautiful women in wheelchairs and they'll be like, "Who would stop me?" These niggas need to die in a fire. See, that's the people who should actually die in a fire. The fucking awful rapists of the world. Not innocent disabled people whose only crime is just existing in a way that, I don't know, where they got hurt. Or like they already have a hard enough life and you're just like, yeah, we should just fucking like that's a Hitler mindset. I don't fuck with that shit. Sorry. So anyway, I wish there were more laws in place and procedures in place or places to report places where if they don't have working elevator, like there should be strategies in place. Like if there's a fire, you should know what to do about the disabled people in the building, which floors they're on, who to contact, how to reach out to them, and how to let them know how to fucking escape or assign people to help them get the fuck out. If there's like I like there should be a place where I should just be like, hey, this place doesn't have fucking working buttons for their automatic doors. Find these motherfuckers and they get fined instantly. That would be ideal because your life can change at any time. And it's bad enough like trying to adjust. But imagine the world says they have accommodations for you just for them to not work. Or for new bullshit to pop up every day. That's like, just no. Make the world a better place. Bye.